This is Helen. She's looking back on her life and thinking about how she's going to manage her money in retirement. Helen has a pension pot of £35,800. That's the average for a woman aged 65. Men of Helen's age have a pension pot on average 5 times greater, and many women today lack financial independence in retirement. Helen has some health issues and expects that at some stage she may need to enter a care home. For a woman aged 65 to 74, that costs £132,000. Helen lives on a tight budget and has little spare money, but she owns a home, and like 45% of people, Helen is likely to need to pay for her own residential long-term care and will sell her home to do so. Helen married young and became a mum. Like many women of her age, Helen spent much of her married life looking after the home and family while her husband went out to work. In her late 40s, Helen got divorced and became the primary carer for her children. Later, she went back to work and started to focus on saving for her retirement. The median pension pot for divorced women in the UK is just £9,000. At least Helen discussed her pension during divorce proceedings and agreed to pension sharing with her husband, unlike 71% of divorcees. Like 55% of women aged 30 to 49, Helen didn't think at the time about how she would pay for her long-term care. Helen often thinks about her granddaughter, Sarah. She's in her mid-20s and wondering if she'll have a similar life and retirement to her gran. Lots has changed since gran was her age, but the gender pay gap and traditional female employment patterns persist. Sarah wants to take control of her financial future, but doesn't know where to start. Women today spend an average of 13 hours a week on housework and 23 hours on caring, compared with 8 and 10 hours for men. This all adds up to women earning on average 80% less than men over their lifetimes. And with pension contributions linked to earnings, it affects women's retirement too. In fact, 3 out of 4 people earning below the £10,000 threshold for automatic enrolment to workplace pensions are women. Sarah's doing well at work and saving for a deposit for a home, but finding it hard. It takes, on average, 24 years now to save for a first-time deposit, unlike when her mum and dad bought theirs in 1997. Without homes of their own and an adequate pension, women may not have the option to pay for their long-term care. Sarah's thinking about becoming a mum one day, but she's concerned about how it might affect her career. Sarah thinks perhaps she will want to work part-time or take some time out. Part-time women earn 30% less per hour than full-time women. The pension pots of the average 25-year-old woman taking a 5-year career break can be as much as 33% less than the average 25-year-old man. Sarah isn't sure if she is paying enough into her pension. She's glad at least she followed Gran's advice and started early, unlike some of her friends. In fact, only just over half of 22 to 29-year-olds working in the private sector became active members of a pension scheme after automatic enrolment. Sarah wishes she knew more about pensions. 52% of women in their late 20s say they don't understand enough to make decisions about retirement savings, compared to 38% of men the same age. Sarah hasn't discussed pensions with her partner, like 79% of millennial women. Millennials underestimate how much they need to save for retirement. On average, they underestimate by a factor of 3 the amount they need to save in order to receive £25,000 a year for 20 years after retirement. Men's monthly pension contributions are over 1.5 times women's. On top of this, the cost of residential long-term care is rising. Women today face many challenges that affect their financial lives. By 2050, 1/3 of the population are expected to be over 65, and as soon as 2020, there will be 1 million more women over state pension age than men. The economic implications are self-evident. But it doesn't have to be this way. We can all play a part in empowering women to overcome the financial challenges that many face. If women lack financial resilience, we all lack financial resilience. Ensuring Women's Futures wants to help women in their financial moments that matter, and we'd really like your help too. Please join us by becoming an ambassador. Together, we can be the catalyst for securing all of our financial futures. For further information, please visit ensuringwomensfutures.co.uk, where you can view our manifesto, women's risks in life research, and make a He for She pledge.